Hello and welcome to this episode of the topical discussion this morning as we take a dive into everything NRM. NRM has continued to dominate headlines for both the right and wrong reasons, from chaotic party primaries up to where we are now. The party is in what you would best describe as a stalemate. Yesterday's elections for the Entrepreneurs League had to be suspended after quite a number of anomalies were reported. But even beneath all this, there lies the question of money, intrigue, and so many other forms of mischief that have come to define the processes of the party. What does this mean? And what does this portend for the future of the Yellow Party? Joining me this morning is Honorable Godfrey Chiwanda, a member of CEC, representing Central Region, Buganda region, together with Dr. Yusuf Serunkuma, a political philanthropist and writer and scholar. Well, a scholar at best. Good to have you. We'll also be joined by Honorable Dan Chimosho, Member of Parliament for Kazo, as we make sense of NRM. A very good morning, Honorable Chiwanda.
Good morning, Simon. Good morning, our viewers.
Do you agree that to a great extent the party primaries and all internal processes have exposed the cracks emerging within the NRM, and it's time for deep reflection?
First of all, I want to say that we had party primaries which had some issues to a certain extent. Of course, that's why we also came up with the tribunal, which we think that handled partially some of the issues that went through the party primaries. But of course, as a party, we are also forming a reconciliation committee that's going to traverse the whole country, all the constituencies, probably to look into some of the issues probably that might have gone wrong. First of all, to the winners and even to the defeated. You know, at times people think that the aggrieved ones are the only people who are probably defeated. But there are those who even won, but they still have a lot of issues. So as a party, and this is one of our resolutions in our Central Executive Committee, that we should come up with a team between now and before the nomination, the national nomination days for members of parliament and therefore the president, so that we can reconcile the sides. So,
do you agree there is a looming crisis within the party?
I don't, at times, Simon, a roaming crisis. No, I agree that there are challenges, but not a roaming crisis. There are challenges, like any other. Like challenges could be in business, could be in family. I believe there are challenges, but I think we can deal with them.
Thank you. Dr. Yusuf, how are you observing everything transpiring within the NRM? For instance, where NRM is from where it's been over the past weeks, now it's at SEC level.
I've had to repeat myself a couple of times trying to tell these people about their political party. The national resistance movement has an inbuilt contradiction. On the one hand, it's a political party, and on the other, it's a movement. So this contradiction has become some sort of a confusion that they have to deal with. So on the one hand, there are positions that are not elective, like the position of the chairman, or the position of Moses Chigongo. And I think there are a couple other positions, about 6, where the president often invites people and he talks to them and persuades them, or buys them, or bullies them out of the position they want to contest for, right? Which means that's the idea of a movement, that a movement has ideologies that they want to keep forever without subjecting them to a vote. So that's the one hand of the movement. And on the other, they masquerade as a political party where every position is an elected position. So that masquerade becomes confusing sometimes. But it's confusing to an outside observer. Internally, it's productive for Mr. Museveni because it gives him leverage. It gives him power to throw people about, kick them in the butt if he doesn't like them. Like I think, if the NRM were a serious political party, if they were really serious to the ideals of its founding, I think Rebecca Kadaga has done wonderfully well to stay, to become a non-elected member of CEC. I think she deserves that for what she has done, right?
Before we get into
but
specifics,
let me finish this.
This is all choreographed.
Yeah, but it's an inbuilt confusion, which Museveni really enjoys. So at that level, Museveni wouldn't want to throw Kadaga under the bus just like that. Because there's a wonderful woman, younger, better at cutting deals, doing the data work that Museveni used to do. We used to abuse Museveni for all this data work. Now Anita Among does all this work for him. And Museveni enjoys that, especially in old age. He's tired. He can't carry man on his head. He can't keep seeing everybody coming to him. Maybe people used to wear hijabs and go to see him late in the night. He can't afford that anymore. Anita Among does that for him, right? So he's in that place where he has two people that he really likes. But there's a young one who is more agile and doing much more work in his old age, but doesn't want to appear like he doesn't like Kadaga anymore. So that confusion is inbuilt, and it's productive for Mr. Museveni because he uses it as leverage. Now he'll demand much more from Anita Among moving forward, but he'll be able to get rid of Kadaga without appearing to get rid of Kadaga.
Okay, what I want with clarity, you want to say that all that is happening in NRM is choreographed from the top?
No, not from the top. From the founding of this thing we call NRM, which we tend to call a political party, but it has the word movement in it. And from its founding, it's from NRA, which is a rebel movement, then the movement as a political party, which is still like a conglomeration of so many interest groups. So it's supposed to be a movement with icons that you don't subject to a vote. Like Mr. Museveni, you can't vote him out of his position as chairman, otherwise the thing will be dead. I don't know what Alhaji Moses Chigonga has done so wonderfully well for the NRM, but his position is not elective. And there are many other people that Museveni bullies or talks to get out of these positions. So it's not from the top, it's from the founding of the thing. That even Museveni finds himself in a position where he's not very clear on what they are. Are they a movement with ideologies? Because sometimes they say that we have ideologues, we have icons, we have so on and so. By that, sometimes we need to go to the vote. You see, masquerade as a political party, democratic dispensation, things like that. So that confusion is inbuilt. It's not from the top. It's in the system.
Honorable Chimosho, nice to have you. What kind of reality do you see dawning on the NRM, given all that has transpired from the party primaries, from the grassroots elections?
Thank you very much, my brother and the team. Morning. You see, when you're analyzing NRM, in my view, you need to holistically look at the process of the national building, because the country Uganda has had its up and downs in the process of national building. And here comes a party, which my brother calls many things. He thinks it's a party and it's not at the same time. And it's trying to be part of the national building process and stabilize the country that has had its ups and downs. And it comes with a cocktail of issues along the way. Many people would want to argue that 40 years is a lot of time and you should have stabilized most of these processes. But you're dealing with human beings. In my view, NRM, by and large, the processes we're undertaking now are better off than the previous processes. Of course, they don't go without any dots. There will be challenges in the processes. But also, Kagwa, if it is a process of people contesting, why do you think it can go without controversies? Because by the mere mention that there is a contest, then the people are there are issues which I believe in, there are issues my brother believes in, and we are putting them on table. And by the mere mention of a contest, this is we are talking
So
about.
can we just say it's politics?
It is a process. We are dealing with a political process, and most of the things that you sing must happen.
Okay, why are NRM processes shabby?
No, one, depending on which word you want to use, but one, look at the numbers that we are dealing with now. If you now move or walk around Kampala,